Hi everyone, Rupert from Spellcaster here, coming to you from balmy tropical Dunedin in South New Zealand, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you today a bunch of new updates for the Spellcaster platform that we've been working on and rolling out over the last couple of months. So let's dive in. Now, the first and probably most consequential update we've made to Spellcaster is that we've rolled out typing as a control mechanism for the Spellcaster minigames. Up until now, all of Spellcaster's spelling minigames have been conducted using grapheme cards. Now, those are wonderful apparatuses for those students that need them, but for those students that require a bit more challenge and a little less scaffolding, they can switch over to typing, which will essentially force much more deliberate and careful orthographic choices and decision making, because they'll have all of the letters arrayed to them in their keyboard rather than just a few controlled grapheme cards to work with. Now, you can set a learner's controller through the dashboard, or they can do it through the settings panel in-game, which is the next update of this release, our settings panel. Adding in an in-game settings panel was really a no-brainer for us. What it allows us to do is surface some of the more powerful scaffolds in Spellcaster for learners and educators working alongside them to access while in-game. Now, the in-game settings panel allows you to manage everything from the control scheme to toggling articulatory gestures on and off. The settings panel definitely makes it simpler to manage scaffolds for learners on the go. To further support learners and roll in more pedagogical depth to the Spellcaster card games, we've rolled out two new buttons. The first button says aloud a learner-friendly definition for every single word in the Spellcaster scope and sequence, accompanied by a simple illustration to illustrate that definition. The other button will say aloud a sentence using every word in the Spellcaster scope and sequence, again accompanied by a simple illustration to demonstrate that example sentence. We have rolled this out for every single word in the Spellcaster scope and sequence, which equates to around 5,000 recordings and 5,000 images to accompany them. These carefully curated definitions, example sentences, and illustrations will go a long way to helping learners understand what they're spelling, as well as incidentally building up that all-important vocabulary along the way. Finally, we've done a root and branch overhaul of Spellcaster's placement tests, which are now called assessments and can be used on demand whenever you'd like for any learner you have in your organization. The net result of our assessment overhaul is that everything from creating and initiating assessments to completing them and then reviewing the data from them is much more intuitive, user-friendly, and meaningful. The work on Spellcaster never finishes. It's a labor of love, and we've got much more in the pipe to come, which I'm so excited to share with you over the coming weeks and months. As always, if you think that Spellcaster would be beneficial for you and your learners, I really encourage you to jump in, start a free trial, let us know how you find it. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, see you later.